know the story of the Haddonfield boogeyman? A man in a white mask. Or was it more than a man?
The blackest eyes, the devil's eyes.
You know, it's Halloween. I guess everyone's entitled to one good scare, huh?
There's a reason we're supposed to be afraid of this thing.
A man in a white mask.
He only knows how to keep moving and to keep killing.
Every night that he would escape,
What the hell do you do that for?
so I can kill him.
Evil dies tonight!
Happy Halloween, Michael.
So we can't do spoilers.
Ooh, how are we gonna not spoil
This is probably going to be the hardest thing we've ever done in our whole entire lives.
Yeah.
Now, I know we haven't done many of these, but I swear this is going to be the hardest episode. Because,
And it's allowed to be like 7 minutes.
yeah,
too.
yeah.
Like, it's allowed.
This is probably going to be about like 2 minutes long because we're going to be like, something. Oh, fuck, that's a spoiler. Cut the episode.
Start over.
We're all just going to say the first half of most of our sentences and then be like,
Oh, wait.
and then the first half of another sentence.
Yeah, so make no mistake, listener at home. We are not stuttering. We just are probably choking on our words trying to not spoil this for you guys before we spoil it in the next episode.
So this movie was insane. And I feel like most of what I'm going to be saying was just, oh my God, it was just so insane. Like, you just have to because, oh my God. Whoo! Can confirm, was insane.
Yeah, I don't know how I feel about it, so I'm going to bring us in so we can start talking about it. Because this is...
Every film in the book clips version.
every film in the book clips version?
The
Would you consider this a micro episode or a mini episode?
a micro mini episode?
Neither.
A mini micro episode?
A mini micro episode?
A microsode?
This is an enigma.
This is this is an enigma.
It is.
It's the Spark
that's
Notes
true.
version?
Pretty much.
But yeah, so this is every film in the book, and this is just our part of our Halloween special here. We wanted to do a little extra something and give kind of like our first reaction to Halloween Ends before we release our episode. So, you know, this is we just got done watching the movie about 5 minutes ago. We all took bathroom breaks.
And now we're here.
And now we're here and ready to try and not spoil Halloween Ends before we actually put out our episode on Halloween Ends.
Yeah, this is going to be the three of us telling you it's nuts.
Yeah.
Until we're tired of telling you it's absolutely nuts.
Yes.
And then we're going to continue to talk about how it's nuts.
Yeah.
Yes.
And I feel like maybe we could give a general, if we liked it or not and all of that too.
Right.
I will say it's funny. The first thing we did was see the ratings on Peacock, and I don't think the ratings did it justice. I will say.
Yeah, I will say it's better than the ratings that they gave it. So if you're clicking on Peacock to watch this thing, like
just don't look at those numbers.
Don't bother with those. Just watch it and form your own opinion.
Yeah.
Yeah, I do think that it's not what I was expecting. So it's probably
not at all.
It's probably not what most people were expecting.
Yeah.
And the critics too. And they were like, oh, most of the time if it goes a completely different way than you thought, it doesn't get that good of ratings.
Yeah. I will say if you look at it as its own movie, it was kind of insane. Like, obviously you need the backstory to know what's happening with our characters. But, like, the way that they introduce new characters and do things so much different than you would expect is definitely, like...
Yeah, like...
very notable.
I literally thought this was going to be a 2-hour fight between Laurie Strode and Michael Myers. Like, they were going to have, like, a couple rounds.
I feel like most of us thought that. It was just going to be a slugfest.
Yeah, well, based on the trailers, like... You don't really get a sense of
not
what
at
the
all.
plot actually is.
Not
of
at
this.
all. It's not even close.
If you're watching the trailers and expecting anything from that, just disregard anything that you think it is.
You'll see that 2.5 second clip in
Yeah.
the movie.
Yeah.
But it will 100% not be in the context you thought it
Yeah,
was going to
Yeah.
no,
be of
because
normal.
it's almost like what
Halloween.
they did with like Endgame and Infinity War. They only really showed you like the first 10 minutes of the movie.
Because they didn't want you to know anything.
Yeah, like they completely left me in the dark. Like
Mhm.
I had like we stopped maybe like 50 minutes into this and we were kind of like, dude, we have no idea where this is
Yeah,
going.
and at one point we were like, there's like 9 different ways this could go, and we're sitting here like theorizing what's gonna happen the whole time.
Yeah.
So like there wasn't one moment where I was bored and going, all right, now what's gonna happen? Like the whole thing was just like, oh my god, this is so insane.
But off of that, the first hour of the movie,
Yeah.
there was talking in a horror film that I was paying attention to.
Yeah.
It was weird. It was completely like it was
Mhm.
like even that like it was a little it wasn't slow, but it was like they were building, the world
Yeah.
again, and it was really cool how they did it. And then there was a couple narrations and just, it was kind of neat.
Well, yeah, like especially since they are doing this like 4-year time jump, like
Yeah, it was
we
kinda
kind
nice.
of do
Yeah.
want some like up to speed and kind of see like how the community's dealing with what happened, how Laurie's dealing with what happened, and like Allison and all them. But yeah, it was kind of like a nice like bring you up to speed type thing.
Right. And in that, you said how the community was changed by it.
Yeah.
That was kind of wild because they actually went into a little detail on how it affected the town after that town. Like,
Right.
you saw some stuff that happened, what do they call it? Like trickle down effects of it.
Right,
and some of
right.
the
Like
things that
more
happened.
The
violence.
domino
Yeah.
effects.
Yeah,
Yeah.
that's good. The domino effects.
Yeah, they ordered Domino's pizza. It's the Domino's effect.
And people just started losing it.
Yeah.
What
But
do you
yeah.
mean you put pineapple on it, you son of a bitch?
We
Evil
do
dies tonight.
we do get to see like Allison being now 22 and being
Oh, is that how old she is?
Well, if she was 18 because she was a senior,
Plus
then
4.
plus 4,
It was
22.
everything was plus 4.
Yeah, so she was drinking and she was,
Yeah.
sleazing around.
Hey, that's not for us to decide, all right?
Well, no, it's kind of like it kind of reminded me of like what they did with Danielle Harris. Like she was the little girl in like the original ones,
Mm-hmm.
and like when they put her in the Rob Zombie movies and she's like naked through half of that, you're kind of like,
Oh
oh,
my
dude.
God.
I'm like, dude, no, I saw you when you were an innocent kid. I don't want to see this. This is terrible.
But yeah, like you do get to see her like struggling as, an adult now and not
Well, like-
having anybody but Laurie.
Yeah, and like I do kind of want to say like without actually like spoiling anything, like I almost wish they did more with Allison. Like they kind of like set her up to be, like kind of like the new Laurie Strode, but like it kind of felt like I was kind of like missing some of her stuff from this movie.
A lot of the events were surrounding her, not about
Yeah,
her.
not involving her.
So she was involved and not so much the center of attention, but I still
Right.
think it was fine.
Yeah, no, like not that was a problem. Like it's just like I liked her as a character in the 2018 one, and like she was good in Halloween Kills. Like she was on a vendetta in Halloween Kills.
And you have to understand, they were busy writing absolute craziness.
Yeah, there was
for the-
insanity
for the
going
rest of
on.
the film.
So sorry, I don't care about Allison's love life that much. Like,
Well, no,
Although,
yeah,
whatever. That part of that film felt a little bit forced.
Yeah.
I will say it was
Yeah.
a little, well, not so much forced as in like rushed, but then they gave some sort of explanation for it, like
Right.
as soon as I saw you, yeah, that kind
yeah.
of stuff.
Like they do introduce like this new character, and they
I mean,
sort of
he-
become like a big thing.
yeah, he's leading a big portion of this whole thing, and again, everything you would have expected this movie to be is not what it is. So
Yeah, like don't
Yeah.
expect like Halloween 3 where they
where they
freaking-
like
it's like killer
finish
masks
the-
and
yeah.
like
No.
weird shit like that. Like Michael Myers is still like a major theme of this movie.
Well, it's wild, but it's wild and outrageous, but it's not too far away.
Mm-mm.
Oh yeah, like the style, like how they film things and how they show like someone from behind a bush or something where it's like kind of an homage to the original. They have a few clips I think from
Yeah,
the original in the very beginning. So like yeah, the way it's like shot and like the feel of the movie is very similar to the last two. So it does like really
And
Yeah,
even,
tie everything
even with
together.
that, they did some really cool new stuff.
Oh yeah.
Like they did some
Yeah.
really cool.
The kills were
new stuff.
crazy. And I think the one thing I said was like, these kills are like fucked up in a different way than I was expecting them to be, because it wasn't like too much gore, but it was like, ooh, that's gotta hurt kind
it
of
was,
kills.
It was different. Yeah, it was
Yeah.
a lot different.
Yeah, no, and like it honestly gave me something that I thought I would hate, but I ended up
I
being
kinda
like
loved it the
okay
whole time.
with.
I thought it was
Yeah.
crazy. I
Yeah.
thought it was crazy.
Like
I was enjoying myself the whole time.
well, yeah, no, but like I was a little hesitant at first when they introduced like I'm not gonna say it, but like that one plot line,
yeah.
and
You know what you're talking about.
Yeah.
We,
We
know what
know.
you're talking
Um,
about.
but when
Everybody
that
else will too.
Yeah.
but when that happens, I was kind of a little
Oh,
on the back foot.
there's several times where we're like, this could be a very poor decision.
Mhm.
Yeah.
And
you
then-
feel like it could
Well, because
be.
you said earlier, it was like we stopped it. We were like, we have no idea where this
Yeah.
is going.
Yeah.
And then a half hour later, we stopped it again. It was like, we still have no idea where this is going at all.
But I
Yeah.
like it.
All
But
I
it's
would-
kind of wild.
Like
Yeah.
I will say the best thing about this movie is I think Laurie Strode. Like they definitely gave her the send off that I wanted, and like they made her that same badass that I was like, oh man, I
Right?
love this survivalist Laurie that they gave us in 2018.
Yeah, it was cool. That was
yeah,
cool.
no,
Yeah.
she was great, and like
I think the thing about it is that like she had more confidence and she was still a badass. So like it just made it that much more like, hell yeah, get him, Laurie.
yeah. Like, I mean, that scene they show in the trailer where, like, you know, she's in the room with the gun and she's just like, hi, Michael, and like
Yeah.
blasts him. Like, that's
Right.
fucking awesome.
I didn't, yeah, when they set that scene up, I wasn't ready for that moment, but then I was like, oh yeah, I did see that moment in
Yeah.
the trailer.
There was a couple times like that where I was like, oh, I remember. Oh, cool.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's like, oh, shit. My memory is kicking in.
Right? But they definitely made her a badass. And, you know, when she was speaking, like, it was pretty entertaining.
Right.
Some of the things she says in the film are wild, and it's
Oh
just
my
in
God.
like a
She gets
not
a,
like in
like-
reference to Michael Myers, but just like regular talking to everyday
Yeah,
people.
no, she gets a, like, what was that line? She's like, show your tits to the world.
Right?
or
Right?
something.
She's like carving the pumpkin or
Rip
something.
your shirt off and show your tits to the world.
Throws the pumpkin on the floor. It's just like,
Alright.
oh yeah, we can see her. doing
Yeah,
that.
Yeah, that's one
insane.
fucking awesome grandma, if you ask me.
Yeah,
Right?
really.
Say it like it is.
Yeah, but so what? I mean, we can't really go much further than that. I think.
Yeah.
Without
That's about.
really going into spoilers, but I just want to get like, just like a quick little like, what did you guys like think? Like overall positive? Did you have like some nitpicks? But like overall, you enjoyed it?
Well, I will say that we're going to watch it again before we record our podcast. So I feel like I'll pay a little more attention to like the subtle things.
I kind of wasn't really invested in this watch just
So-
because I knew we
Nobody
were
said
just-
it was going to be that.
Yeah.
So we weren't ready for that.
Right.
Yeah.
So no, I can't nitpick anything right now. I'm still in shock, but I did really enjoy it the first watch through.
Okay. What about you, Michael?
So when the first really wild thing happens, and certain look and
Yeah.
So when that happens, I immediately was like, they've made so many other films that do absolute ludicrous stuff
Right.
that is like a little bit of that. In this one, I was completely okay with. I was like, oh, okay, so it's just gonna be nuts.
Yeah.
And then, I like the series, so it was like, oh, okay, so it's just gonna be crazy. Okay, cool, sweet.
Yeah.
awesome.
No. Like
And then
I'll
it kept delivering on that.
yeah.
which
Like
was
to
nice. It's like, all right, they committed to doing
right.
some stuff different to finish it off.
But yeah, like to seriously piggyback off of that, like once I kind of wrapped my head around like, oh yeah, the Halloween series is kind of crazy.
It's
like
ridiculous.
they've been doing crazy stuff
Yeah.
since these things started.
And they weren't afraid to this time.
Yeah, so like once I kind of wrapped my head around that, I was like, all right, yeah, okay. I'll just enjoy the ride. Like this
Right.
is kind of fun.
But as far as like how the film looked and this, that, and the other thing, the music choices at the beginning and the end of the film were interesting. Like
Right.
normally there's the theme song and that's about it.
Right, right.
And so this had a, entrance song and an outro song that was, more, darker
Yeah,
music, but more lighter fare.
Yeah, and they like put like kind of more mainstream stuff
Yeah,
into it, which
yeah.
is kind of like a fresher
And
take
they-
on it.
During the film, there was a lot more radios playing,
Right, right,
some narrative talking, over, the film.
right.
Like there was something more going on, like a little, just more in detail, which I thought was pretty neat.
Yeah, no. I
So, are you saying that you enjoyed the movie, or?
Yeah.
Okay.
yeah, no. I mean, I was a little hesitant at first, and like I think I'll be able to make a better opinion once we actually watch this again. But like so far, like I was kind of, I'm down for the ride, and I want to actually like really sit down and watch it now, and like.
I mean, my eyes were glued to the screen.
Yeah, but now I know I kind of wanted to do like a ranking thing, but like let's just do these three, like 2018 Halloween Kills and Halloween Ends.
Yeah.
How do you stack them up in this timeline?
Oh, I preferred not the mob mentality of the
Of Halloween
community
Kills.
of
Okay,
Haddonfield.
okay.
I preferred not that.
I was
Okay.
gonna say Halloween Kills is probably number 3 for me, just because like, yes, there were really great kills in that one, but overall the story,
Okay.
2018 I really enjoyed.
Yeah,
because
that one
they
has to be number
showcased
1, right?
Michael so well.
Yeah.
So yeah, it's probably that. Maybe it'll change after we watch this one again, because again, it was wild. But
So
I
you would
mean,
do 2018 Ends and then Kills.
Probably,
Okay.
yeah.
Yeah, and maybe after second watch, we might even have like a little tie going on.
Yeah, 2018 and this
because-
one are pretty neck and neck. You know,
Yeah.
now that I think about
2018
it.
is your standard film, like nothing
Yeah.
too nuts.
Yeah.
This is a much different way to do it, but I think the different things that they did very well.
Yeah.
Right, right.
So it's kind of hard to. It's like apples and oranges almost
Almost.
within the
yeah.
same, trilogy of films, which is kind
Yeah.
of cool for them to do that.
Because I
Mhm.
mean, I'd probably put it the same, but like I have such a soft spot for Halloween Kills, because I just like I love that they make Michael that unstoppable killing machine. So
Oh,
like,
yeah.
it's like I think upon second watch of Halloween Ends, like I'll probably end up putting that before Halloween Kills, just like you guys. But like at least as of now, I still kind of want to put Halloween Kills above Halloween Ends, and like just kind of like put them in order. Like 2018 was the best. Halloween Kills is probably second best. Halloween Ends is like third best.
Okay.
You say Halloween Ends is third best. Okay.
I mean, I just want to give it like that second watch,
Okay.
and then
Alright.
you know
We'll
when we
see.
record the
see.
episode,
We'll have
maybe
to-
maybe
we'll
I'll
have
have a change of heart.
see if
but
any
Michael,
opinions
you
change.
agree with me?
Yeah,
for
I
the most
think.
part?
Well, but and I like some of the wild Halloweens though.
Oh
Yeah.
yeah, like I mean they're terrible, but they
It's-
are
yeah,
the most
it's-
fun.
It's awful, but it's kind of hard because these were all very good movies.
Mm.
yeah,
Like,
yeah.
well-made movies. Like you
Mhm.
can't even be like, oh, look how they did that. Like
Yeah,
that's so
right.
stupid. It's like everything was done well.
Yeah,
Yeah,
no.
I'd still put this series over like any of the reboots that they've done recently.
yeah,
like, way above.
like this puts Rob Zombies in the ground and like just buries it.
You hate to say it, but
I was even talking
yeah.
about
You
other
hate to say it,
franchises
yeah.
too.
Oh yeah.
Like this is the best like continuation of a franchise.
Yeah, I mean,
they're
like-
definitely showing people up with these.
Yeah, I mean, look what
100%.
happened to The Conjuring. They did 2 really good ones, and then that third one was fucking terrible.
Yeah, somebody said, "That's a good. Yeah, make that one."
Yeah,
It's
right.
like, why?
And then somebody
No.
watched it and approved it to be released.
And then
Yeah.
they showed it to more people, and those people were like, "This is great." Then they showed it to everyone, and
Ugh. But yeah, I mean, definitely go watch it. You got a little bit of time before our episode comes out,
Yeah.
and then you can listen to our full opinions about everything.
yeah, if you haven't seen it yet, this hopefully makes you,
Mhm.
yeah, okay, maybe I should give it a watch sooner than later.
Yeah.
Yeah, so I'm thinking I'll probably put this out like the Sunday before we release our Halloween Kills or Halloween Ends episode.
Well, if they're listening to it, it's that day, so great.
Yeah.
Yeah, Steve talking about stuff I don't have to worry about that
Yeah.
stuff at all.
Well,
All right,
just so
well-
they know, I guess, when Halloween Ends is about to come out.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Well, Halloween Ends. Yes, that episode is coming out right before Halloween, so or right
Yeah,
on
on Halloween.
on Halloween.
Yeah.
All right.
Because Halloween falls on a Monday. It's perfect.
Yeah.
I'll
But-
know when I get the notification.
I'm so glad you subscribed to our Spotify channel,
Right?
Michael.
So I know what's going on.
Well, check in with us next week.
Yeah. Well, I mean, probably
Later this week.
Next time.
in
Early
literally a
next
day.
week.
In literally a day.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, we'll be back with the actual Halloween Ends episode, and now you kind of know like our first reaction on this one. Who knows?
Yeah.
Maybe our opinions will change on the second watch through. Find out on Halloween.
Halloween ends.
Okay, goodbye.
Goodbye.
people.
Goodbye.
Goodbye.